Hello, everyone. It's Mark Lynd. I'm here at Netsync Studios. I've got a fantastic guest with me here today. It's Dan Lier. Hi,
yes,
Dan.
Sir. Yes.
And he electrified the crowd, talked about motivation and doing the right thing and making sure that you're very positive about who you are and the message you carry forward. Dan, you want to tell us a little bit about what you talked about today? It was amazing.
Oh, well, thank you. So first of all, like I said previously, it's always easy talking to successful people about being more successful. But what we talked about today is I'm considered a human behavior expert. I always hate to use the word expert. It sounds so creepy, but that's what they call me. And I work with sales teams and leadership teams on changing behavior. So what we talked about today, Mark, is we really talked about, first of all, our psychology, because your psychology is 90% of your success. And specifically, we talked about our belief systems, because your beliefs drive your behavior. Right? If you don't believe that you could be a top account manager, or you don't believe you could do X, Y, or Z, then you probably won't do it, right? Because your beliefs drive your behavior. It's just like when we were all young and single, and if you saw a woman over there you wanted to go out with, but if you didn't believe she was going to say yes, you wouldn't even go walk over to say hi.
Right.
So your beliefs drive your behavior. Because I don't know about you, but I had those friends in school, especially in college, and they had no business talking to women, but they would talk to all of them. And that way they had a bigger market than anybody else. And they always had dates, right?
Yes.
So their belief system was that everybody loved them.
Even with hip huggers and
It
bell
didn't
bottoms.
matter. It didn't matter, right?
I love that part today.
So we talked about psychology, how your beliefs drive your behavior. And then I talked about some skills or some tools to actually change your belief system, because easier said than done. If you have a belief that says, oh, because of X, Y, and Z, I can't do X, Y, and Z, until you change that, you're never going to hit your results. So I gave them 3 tools to do that. We talked a little bit about attitude and how your attitude is the little thing that makes the big difference. And one of my main talking points, quite frankly, is because I believe anybody can make almost anything happen, is that hustle and a winning attitude makes up for a lot of deficiencies, because not everybody is a natural salesperson. Not everybody's a naturally good communicator, but hustling and a winning attitude can make up for a lot of deficiencies. And so we talked about those things today. And last we wrapped it up with action, getting yourself to follow through. How specifically do you get yourself to do things when you don't want to? And that was really the crux of the message today.
Yeah, and if you have any doubt about hustle and action with Dan, he won NCAA basketball championships. He played on the Lakers and played against Michael Jordan. He had some of the greatest stories.
My careers are getting better with
His stories were fantastic, and they really fit along with that piece. And if you're interested in that, so obviously out in the audience, we've got a lot of folks that might be interested in having you come speak to them as well.
Sure.
I would highly suggest it. And how would they get in contact with you?
Yeah, a couple things. You can reach me on my website, which is danlier.com. That's DANLIER.com, I before E, danlier.com. Or that's the best way that's my website. You can get my email off of there. But also, if you're an Instagram user, you can find me on Instagram on Dan Lier. And of course, a Facebook business page, which is Dan Lier. Easy to find. So if you just Google me, DANLIER, you can find me there.
Fantastic. And if you don't get any of those, just come to Netsync or reach out to me, and I'll be happy to connect you. I want to thank everybody for joining. Dan, fantastic talking
you're
to
welcome.
you. Loved it. And I highly, highly suggest and humbly suggest that you should seek out and have Dan Lier come speak at your next event. Thanks, Dan.
You're welcome.